Hi, everybody. We here at McStabber Studios appreciate you tuning in to see our tabletop RPG streams. Some of the content of our streams may be a bit mature and cause emotional responses in viewers. We really take the well-being of our viewers very seriously, and we want you to do what you need to if something triggers you. Mute the stream, take a break, or just skip an episode. Otherwise, if you decide to stay tuned in, we are available in chat during the streams to talk you through it if you need that. Thank you so much, and we hope you enjoy this game session.
I'm live? Oh no! What am I doing here? Wait, this is live? No. Hello and welcome to McStabbers, and welcome back to Blades in the Dark, which has fallen into the curse of the one shot to an extreme extent, potentially. But yes, I'm back, and the gang is back to follow up with some wonderful adventures in the city of Duskfall. So I'm Tis, and I will be your game master for tonight.
And I'm Stuart Davis, and I'm playing Arden Keel, the lurk for the crew.
I am Caleb. I am playing Wireless Savoy, the wolf, and he is the hound of the crew.
I am Raven, and I am playing Lynthia Dalmore, the whisper of the Obsidian Syndicate.
All right. So, welcome back to Duskfall, a city powered by ghosts, a city in eternal darkness, and a city where the touch of demons extends throughout the city, from those that bear the mark of demons on them to the subtle influences of the cults that stirs through the underground of this city. And a city of cults and a city of criminals, where scoundrels lurk around every corner to try and steal your gold and or kill you. And one such gang of scoundrels is the Obsidian Syndicate. More professional than some, but still very much currently at the bottom of the ladder. They've got a small patch established in the night market and based out of the basement of a tea shop. And recently they've been warring a little with their closest neighbours, the Wraiths, who are a rival gang of ne'er-do-wells. But the Obsidian Syndicate seem to have got one over on them. They've stolen a valuable book, they've stolen the Wraith's war cache, and then they use intel gleaned from that to carry out a heist on Lord Skurlock, a rather dangerous individual who might not be too happy that a powerful artifact known as the Demon's Eye has gone from his possession into the possession of the Syndicate. Now, that was all yesterday. Tonight, the Syndicate is meeting again to work out what best to do with this eye, how best to deal with the Wraiths, how to spend their ill-gotten coin, and how, most importantly, to get more of it. So, we return down to this basement hidden under Rigney's tea shop, and only one of the gang is there so far. And Wireless, you've been here for a little while before the rest of the gang. What are you doing?
Right now, Wireless is pretty much unconscious in a chair. There's a table in front of him. Surprisingly, there is a dog sleeping at his feet also. And on the table is a small bag of gunpowder, which anyone that's run with him knows he huffs that every so often. But then next to it, there's a bottle of Lynthia's Whisper Wine. And he's very pale in color right now. Kind of looks dead in the chair.
So as Wireless is sort of slumped, dead looking in this chair, footsteps sound on the stairs coming down to this hidden room. And, well, It's up to you whether you want to arrive together or individually. I'll leave it over to you, Syndicate.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
Okay.
I'll arrive next then, but again, alone, so just sneak in quietly, just drift by.
I guess I'm the third one or the second one to show up. So
Yeah, so Arden, you slip down into the basement and see Wireless there, passed out with the whisper
What's
wine.
new?
Is the bottle empty, full, or half full? Or half empty?
Let's leave it at half.
If I notice the bottle's down a bit, I'll make sure I've got my Spirit Bane charm handy and just double check it to you before I settle down on one of the seats nearby.
Right.
The dog like perks up. You can see its ears go up, and one of its ears, the tip of one of the ears is missing. It just looks at you. It almost looks like it shakes its head and then lays back down.
A little while later, Lynthia arrives down to the basement.
as Lynthia comes in, she kind of flips her hair. She's like, you guys, I cut my hair. They won't know it was me last night. She seeing Wireless there. She can see the ghosts kind of coalescing around him. She walks over and kind of fluffs her hands through the air above his head, like, no, shoo. And then she's gonna smack Wireless on the top of the head, like.
As you smack him, it's almost robotically. One of his legs goes out, and one of his arms grabs a table, and his eyes are still closed. And as you smack him,
Wireless,
I'm here.
are you still you, or who's in there?
Huh?
Okay, you must be still you. That's good.
What? Still
No.
me?
Don't worry. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Ugh. Oh.
Great disguise, Lynthia, by the way. I didn't recognize you for a moment.
Thank you. Lynthia is kind of looking around. She, the book is. We didn't throw that away, did we?
No, let's have a look at it when Chris gets here.
Okay, fair enough.
And speak of the devil, or in this case, the raven.
Evening. Well, they didn't find us. Don't know if they know it was us yet.
I think we need to get rid of that eye as quickly as we can to a cellar.
Oh. But I wanted to. I wanted to play with the book in the eye, but okay.
Lord is a strange one as well. His house is creepy. When I went through that canal entrance, the tunnel on the way in, it's pitch black. But you see, normally with these sort of houses, they'll have fittings for lights along the route. Absolutely nothing there at all for lights. And that's what I'm worried about.
Ooh. Oh, ooh, yeah, yes. You're welcome. You're welcome.
What happened at the fountain? I didn't see it. I was somewhere else.
His garden though. What of the whisper wine stock that Wireless hasn't drank? I drank the bottle last night, and the spirits, I could hear them louder, but when I entered his garden to help extract you two, the voices got very quiet. And so he has warding there, I think. I don't know.
The thing is, I know I think the spirit wardens really don't like him. But there's something strange about him. That's why we need to get rid of that eye.
He has lots of armed guards he can send at us too, so we can't keep this.
So, what are you doing with it?
Yeah. The big question is, who do we sell it to? Because I've got a feeling it'll be a very bad idea for that lord to get hold of it again. That's the thing.
We also have another problem. The Wraith Gang. And I'll admit, I killed a couple of them, but with that going on in Lord Skurlock, anyway, we need to pin the theft on them, take the heat off of us. Because I don't think we'll survive an assault if Lord Skurlock finds out about us.
We could... Oh. I think so.
Yes, as far as you know, the second in command is, I believe she's called Vey.
That's a good idea. There's a few different ways we could do this, because we could always just plant evidence and pay off the blue coats to pick her up. But again, it's either way costs us coin. Yep.
Lynthia rummages around in her clothing. She pulls out the cup from the night before, and she sets it on the table, and she's like, evidence. And then she kind of turns, oh, no, that incriminates me.
Yeah, it's just the water glass that the guard brought to you.
You can sell this with the eye. It's valuable, probably.
Is there anything on the cup that, like, any identifying marks on the cup?
Like initials or engravings.
I'm gonna say it's got like Skurlock's crest like engraved in it. You know, you don't want people nicking your glassware, so it's good to label it.
Yeah.
So,
That
is your
sounds
plan?
good.
So it sounds like you're trying to sort of frame Vey here for the theft, and also to try and for the heist, and also to try and find someone who, So it sounds like you've got a little bit of like investigation background to do in terms of finding Vey and finding a buyer. I don't know if what people want to focus on or what people want to sort of
separate activities.
Yeah, whether you want to make this just like one person goes out and does it, or whether different people are off doing different things. It's up to you.
Would this be classed as downtime stuff? Just
if we say that we count this as downtime period,
Or
you could use this as
preparation.
your downtime actions, if over a sort of a period of time, or this is prep for like whatever you're doing next. It's up to you.
yeah, so prep.
Okay.
Um,
Definitely. No, you can use that out of.
We've actually
As
got
you
an
can disguise
improved
try and disguise
disguise as well.
yourself.
The quality of its upgrade. No, the subtlety includes disguise gear for the crew. So it's
Yeah.
basically your stuff.
Okay, clever. So yeah, Vey. I mean, Wireless has seen Vey definitely from when he was up on the rooftop, and I believe Arden probably would have got a look at her as well. Potentially, he is more busy, I think, climbing on tops of carriages.
Who was
Yeah, I
it
probably saw
Chris
her
had
in
a
the
drink
scope.
with?
Chris had a drink with Hickson. What's his name?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Hicks Brogan, who is so yeah, you can
He's broken
probably
haunted.
approximate like not necessarily looking like Vey, but as in if someone gave a description of like, well, she had hair like here and kind of this, people would pick out Vey. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so disguised as Vey, you're going out looking for a buyer. Has anyone else got anything they would like to do during this time in terms of intel gathering?
I think
Any
Wireless's
of the
specialty
sources?
is like hunting and tracking. So I think Wireless is going to go out with his dog, and what's the best spot like the evidence we get, where to stash it and where they won't see us doing it.
Right, to try and like find out, like follow where the wraiths are holding up now.
Yeah,
After you.
find a good like stash spot to put it. Yeah.
Okay. So sort of new wraith spots on trailing the wraiths. Arlen and Lynthia, either of you got anything you'd like to be doing?
If no one wants my help as such, I'll probably stay here trying to spend some time improving our locks, looking at upgrading any security thing. Nothing costly at the moment, just tinkering and just basic, trying to improve the place
Just
whilst
taking a
I'm
look
here.
at that. Okay. And Lynthia.
Lynthia doesn't have any reconnaissance or anything. She would probably just like flip through the book a little bit or just hang out. I mean, she's just happy to be here. So.
Out of character, you do have access to sources of intel that other people necessarily don't, because there are, as I said, this is a haunted city.
Yes. I was going to offer up ghost reconnaissance, but I think Wylus and his puppy are more than adequate to the task. So, yeah.
All right.
Lynthia wants to hang out. She's also probably rehydrating a little bit. So, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start off with Chris, actually, off on her trying to find a buyer. In terms of, say, are you telling people what you've got? How are you sort of pitching this? Like, just, I've got a thing, or? Okay, yeah. All right, I'm going to ask you to make me a consort roll here, I believe. See on sort of the quality of the information you're going to get here. So I think you've got 2 dice in consort. Controlled, yeah. That doesn't actually affect the rolling. That just, I'm not sure why it asked you. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, 2d6. And let's see how many successes and better successes you get. So what have we got? We rolled 20. Okay, so 2 and a 3. Not great. Not great indeed. So, asking around about Lord Skurlock, you do hear a little about some of his enemies. You do hear that Lord Skurlock has a long-term rivalry, not necessarily in the manner of upper class level things. This is more of, he's definitely had a fallout with a gang that call themselves the Moths that hang out in Six Towers. And that's possibly related to his less criminal activities of dealing in illicit substances. I believe, I can't remember what we call the dust. Cynthia?
It's just called mist dust.
Mist dust. That's what I was going for. Yeah, his mist dust dealings. But you also hear that Skurlock is asking around and asking a lot of questions and is looking for a woman. He is looking for a woman named Lady Morlov. And he is putting a great deal of money out there for anyone that can give him information about her, a location or an identity or other aliases. And yeah, people are out looking. Well, if you're trying to sell occult matter things, the Vale down in the night market, there's a Tycherosi man there that will buy all sorts of things. Roland Valoris. Roland Valoris, yes. Definitely. No, I'm giving you that for coin is quite a significant amount of money, yeah. Yeah, so they'll pocket it, but yeah, as you head down to the night market, you definitely get the distinct feeling that you're being watched as you head back down towards home territory. But okay, all right. So as you do a little wonder, yeah, I have a good roll for losing a tail here. So in lieu of anything else, just roll me a d6. You're in home territory, so that counts out that I don't. That could be a finesse roll, yes. Yes, 2d6. All right, and that is one success. So yeah, you dip into a few bars and you reckon you've lost your tail. All right, so as Chris heads back towards home base, Wireless, you said you were hunting wraiths.
Hunting wraiths with my dog.
So I think this calls for a hunt roll as you sort of set out into the night markets, away from like a few streets like around the tea shop are very much like your patch, your territory. Like the wraiths don't deal in that area; they don't mess with that patch.
But more like the outskirts, maybe like the border of our territories.
Yeah, so as in you don't control the whole of the night market. You've got sort of an area of it. The wraiths have another area of it, and currently their turf is probably a bit bigger than yours. Like you are more of a newcomer to the area than them. Roll 20 today. Sorry, what's your numbers?
3.
Okay, so yeah, you're sort of hunting around with your dog, and as you sort of turn a corner round, you hear someone say, "Yeah, that's him. He's one of them."
Oh shit!
Hey, and you see 3 people sort of hanging out on the corner. You recognize a couple of them definitely you've seen hanging around with the wraiths before. And
what are you doing?
Oh,
Don't
boy.
do that. Oh.
All right.
Hey, it's him. Yeah, it's giving us. There were guys that nicked our stash. Oh, hey, Wolf.
Okay. I'm gonna turn and run, but
Okay.
what I want to do, I want to like just shoot at them and then just turn and run.
All right, so you shots firing at them and then running. I think I'm going to ask for. Well, have you got a specific skill you'd like to roll here? If not,
Skirmish probably.
oh yeah, skirmish sounds about right. Yeah. Let's see if you can succeed in getting yourself out without this turning into a brawl in the street.
There we go.
What have we got? Got a 4 and a 5, so 2 successes. So yes, you hear guns go off, you hear shouts of alarm, but you are already off and around.
Don't even look to see if I hit when I just shot more as a distraction and ran. Hopefully the dog comes with me.
Yeah, your dog's with you, like running at your heels as you sort of leg it back into sort of your territory and your turf.
That didn't go so well. Right, and then as soon as I get into my territory, I'm gonna more like try and find like an alleyway, just like a dark place where I can kind of hide, and then just wait until I think that the chase is done.
Right, so as you sort of wait out and try and sort of lose any further wraith trouble, Arden is back at the base. So, are you trying to, in terms of like security measures, are we talking like building a safe or like better security measures on the door? What is your sort of aim here that you're working towards?
What's the easiest thing for me to do in a short time?
So equally, I'd say both of you, I'm going to give both of them for like the basic level. I'm probably going to give you a 4-piece clock for this. So that would be 4 successful periods of time spent on it.
Yeah. Basically, just to improve what we've got to the next level, so it's more secure than what we have.
And I'll put this, the cost of this at 1 coin for like the basic level of improvement for each.
Is everyone okay with that? Then?
2 coins if you want it better.
Or if we had a workshop or something, but I'll just go with the 1.
Okay. So yeah, it's just
Yep.
Okay.
It's
So
probably a tinker.
Yeah, so I'm going to say for this period, ask for a tinker roll, and if you're successful, that'll fill in sort of 1/4 of this clock. So for those not familiar with Blaze in the Dark, that's how a lot of things are tracked, both like visibly and behind the scenes, is sort of ticking clocks.
Let's see. And let's see, will it be controlled?
Yes, yeah.
So that's a 5, I think, is it?
Okay. So that'll be a success. So we can fill in 1 on the fixing the base up to be more secure clock.
Yeah, just getting used to rolling on roll 20.
You can roll with real dice if you want. Either.
Roll 20 is really handy because you don't have to count. You can just click on the skills.
But yeah, either's fine. So yeah, you're sort of starting to tinker away, trying to improve the base security. As that's going on, Lynthia, you say you wanted to try and study the ominous book, or are we just?
Yes, I want to read the book.
Okay, so I'm going to give you this book appears quite occult and obscure in its writing, and it's not sort of an easy read. I'm going to stick another 4-piece clock on this, and this will be for study.
Okay.
So you get some gathering knowledge and the sort of full understanding at completion of the clock. So if you make me a study roll, that is 1 success. So I will just trying to figure out how to use these tokens. It's so much easier just writing on a bit of paper, but then I guarantee I will misplace a bit of paper. And then I will find a piece of paper with a random clock drawn on it and be like, what's going on? Who's playing games with my mind? Why are there clocks drawn everywhere? Yeah, so you're starting to sort of glean through this. And it appears to be very much less about ghosts and more about Leviathan and sort of demonic related stuff. This is very much other things and darker, deeper powers. This is a lot of references to the sea and to things that dwell deep beneath the sea.
Okay.
Some of it seems almost disturbingly familiar to you as you read it. You swear you've read some of these phrases before. Somewhere, or someone's told you this before. This is very interesting and definitely should not be sold. Perhaps the eye shouldn't be sold either. You could learn so much from it. Just think what you could do if you had it.
Lynthia's kind of every once in a while, talking to like a spirit or two that are kind of hanging out with her, just like, oh, this part's really interesting. I can't believe they put this in a book. Oh man. Yeah, we can't sell this. We can't sell this, you guys. Or gals. Sorry. You all look the same kind of ish when you're, in your predicament. We can't sell this. This is so interesting.
Read it.
Do what?
Put it down. Put it down. Don't read it. It's dangerous. Take it back. Bury it. Burn it. Get rid of it. Don't read it.
Mm-mm. Nope. Not listening.
Try to keep you away from Skurlock, and you're even as bad as him. Don't read it. Don't read it. Don't read it.
Skurlock has a bad rap, okay? Just no. We're gonna continue. We're gonna read this. We're doing it. This is out of character. Is this supposed to be the ghost talking to me?
You can hear this, and you can, as Arden, you can hear this as well. As you sort of finishes this is what you're working on the door, you hear this whispering, and the air in the basement has dropped a little colder. And
is it a familiar voice?
Crackle of energy. Yes.
I'll just
I believe you
yes. I'll just peek around the corner to see what Lynthia's up to. What do I see Lynthia's up to?
You can see Lynthia with this book out, and you can see behind Lynthia there's just this flickering ectoplasmic form in the air. Like, just it's not completely corporeal, but there's definitely something there. And Lynthia seems to have attracted a ghost down into your hideout.
Lynthia, are you okay back there?
I'm doing fantastic, Arden. This book is so interesting.
I'm just going to go back to what I'm doing and just ignore what I saw. I'm not getting involved with ghosts. I'm staying away from that. I'm just going to get back to tinkering.
And the ghost sort of draws a little closer to Lynthia, and you see as it sort of leans down and goes, I want you. And then sort of it reaches out, and Lynthia, you feel this cold touch against you as this, and the ghost, as its hands pushes against yours, and you can definitely, this ghost is attempting, unless sort of resisted, to try and forcibly remove you from this book. Like, it is essentially attempting to possess you, to get you away from this book and stop you from reading this book. It's up to you whether you want to resist this or not. If you don't resist it, you will potentially take the condition here of possessed for a moment. And but alternatively, you can roll to resist this, and that would be a resolve roll, which I think would be 2 dice for you. And so how resistance work is you take 6 stress minimum, but you would reduce it by however many you roll on your highest number on your resolve.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you. As I said, you can essentially resist to not get possessed or be possessed.
I'm going to roll to resist.
All right, so let's have a resolve roll here. So that will be 2 dice. Okay, so you successfully sort of repel the ghost from you. You don't take any stress because you reduce 6 by 6.
I'm the living one here. You don't get to tell me what to read or not read. So don't be such a prude. I'm going to turn the next page.
The ghost, it's indistinct, it's hard to see, but you almost sighs and sort of draws back away into the corner of the room, but
Okay.
she's still very much there in the room. Lindsay, you can see her. Arden, you can't see her at the moment.
I'm going to look directly at the spirit, and I'm just stay there, and you will answer my questions when I'm done reading. Maybe we'll see, but you stay there.
I am so going to ask for a roll for that. I'm going to ask for a command roll here because that
So
I feel
2
as
dice.
2 dice. Yeah, I feel. And that is one success. Yeah, the ghost staying there. She's hanging around. But it's probably this point, Wireless, after you've shaken off the troublemakers, the wraiths, what's your next step? Are you heading back to the lair, or are you trying to delve back into dangerous territory?
I want to try again. What do I have on me? Okay. I want to try again, but I want to do a completely different route or area, I guess.
Okay, so
But I
this is sort of risky to start with, and there's a potential to turn into a desperate situation if.
Instead of just kind of like before, I was kind of like just walking the dog down. I want to like purposely now like keep an eye out before. I don't want to turn another corner and someone be there.
Okay, let's have another hunt roll from you then. I think this is hunt still, unless you've got prowl. I'll take either.
I have both. Hunt is better, yeah. All right, let's go.
Damn.
Did it work?
Let me know what you roll. But
a 1 and a 4.
oh, that's one success. So yeah, you slip past. You can definitely see that. Yeah, there are people out, sort of hanging on the streets, like looking around, and definitely seems like the wraiths, the rest of the wraiths. You only took out sort of part of their crew. The rest of them are very much on guard. Yeah, you slip past into their territory, and you spend a little time tracking, hunting around. They definitely seem to be sort of focused at the moment, down towards the station end of the night market. Like, that's not quite where the abandoned rail car were, but a few like streets away. You reckon there's a building there that they seem to be hanging around, but you can't get particularly close because their guard is very much up at the moment.
Now, is there any way I can get like the scent of the area or something for the dog?
In terms, what are you trying to do?
Like the scent of this area, so the dog could like lead us here if need be.
Oh yeah, the dog could lead you. Yeah,
okay, that's okay. Good boy, Steve.
All
Good
right.
boy.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just like focus on it. I'll look around, get a good like a snapshot of the area, and then I'll start heading back. Once again, keeping a watch to make sure.
Okay, so you head back, and I say it's up to you two whether it's Chris or Wireless who would finish up with their errands first. Yeah, so Chris, as you return back down via the tea shop, there's definitely something wrong. You can feel it, the hairs on the back of your neck standing on end. The air is cold, and
I'm improving my mind. No, it's probably her. Lynthia points to the spirit in the corner.
you can, if you look at the corner, you can occasionally see sort of like a slight spark of energy. Which
I'll just speak up now. There's this ghost that's been telling Lymphia to stop reading for the last half hour. It's the same one from the Wraith hideout.
No! Oh, my...
It's the same ghost from the Wraith hideout that told us about the eye.
That bad is subjective. I mean, Skurlock is... well, okay, but Skurlock has power and money, and people seem to like him. People don't like me. I don't know. I mean, it's all the same, isn't it? Okay. Sorry. Fine. Do what? Sure. Okay. If you say so, Chris. Sorry. Yeah. Lynthia's gonna kind of look at the spirit in the corner and just be like,
she's right.
Okay. I'll just go to one of our hidey holes in our base, and it'll still be there in a leather pouch, possibly in another box as well, to stop the cold affecting anything.
So you've got this.
Not yet. He seems to be taking some time. I hope he's not run into any bother. Has anyone heard any gunshots?
Were you sort of sticking around to the night market area? In which case, you possibly didn't hear gunshots, but you definitely heard there was a bit of a ruckus earlier, and sort of shots were being fired and a bit of trouble.
They would have heard gunshots if he was involved.
so wait, your tail, did it just like sprout out of your back, or? Oh, that makes more sense. Okay.
But yeah, it's possibly this around this time that Wireless does finally make it back to the tea shop.
Wireless kind of like just stomps down the stairs. Oh, interesting day. I just walk over to the table, chair, sit down. Well, good news or bad news? Yeah, that's the bad news. They're out looking for us, the Wraith.
They won't
I-
find us, though.
Was on the border between our territories. I turned a corner and I got jumped by 3 of them. And they knew exactly who I was, so they're out and about looking for us.
They want to pin what we did on us, but we're pinning it on them. Oh, uh-oh.
They're not happy with what we did. Good news. I found out where we can stash stuff and frame them. And also, Steve here knows the way. And he points to the dog.
That's an interesting name for a dog.
Steve? Yeah. He reminded me of some guy I used to run with in my old crew, the Slugs.
Hmm.
We called him Steve the Perry. Unluckiest son of a bitch in the world. Every time he got into a fight, he damn near tripped over himself or dropped his weapon. But goddamn, did it make... He got out of the fights, though. Every he tripped, they would swing and miss him. So unluckiest and luckiest at the same damn time.
Let's hope the dog's lucky.
Well, yeah, it didn't end up too good for Steve, so... Steve got smushed in a... Let's just say he got smushed in a pit. Yeah, they definitely know what I look like, so...
Actually, that's not a bad idea, doing it to the rest of us as well. Just so we don't look like us.
Yeah, the fact that they were able to pinpoint me, and a good chance all of us could be pinpointed.
Oh yeah, they know your faces. Yes, yeah. So as you sort of prepare sort of disguises the next time you head out, what is your sort of next plan? Are you moving against the Wraith in like the short term, or is that more of a long term plan? And okay, so you've got sort of the address where they seem to be based at the moment. Like you've got the general building where you've seen Vey and some of the others coming and going, and other than that, yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to mention we should sell what we can, get rid of the evidence, and then...
Okay, so it sounds like action one is selling the eye, or selling the eye and the book. Have you told Lindsay of that? Okay.
Probably why we want to get rid of it quickly.
So the Vale that was mentioned as sort of being the place where you could sell is a social club. It's particularly popular amidst the Taikarosi, who are known as sort of demon-touched individuals. So some of them bear the physical marks of like strange origins on them, but it's a reasonably friendly place, and it is in the night market, so you know the location, and you might have even been by a couple of times, depending on like, personal preference. Yeah. So, who's going down there to sell the eye?
I'm tempted to say Chris and Lynthia, so Lynthia's probably got an idea what's going on there. Regards books and stuff like that. But what I'd like... I was thinking of, like, I'd say prowling about behind them as they travel there and keep an eye on the outside so they don't get jumped.
Echo.
Keep a fair distance,
Okay.
so if... Okay, no problem. I'll grab that.
Wireless holds up
Okay.
a pistol. He goes, guns, no guns.
Good. You have a crossbow.
Probably do. Is there a crossbow in our lair?
Would you reasonably have a crossbow? If so, I can say for now, yes. If not, you can acquire one.
Yeah, I didn't before, so I'll say no.
Fair enough.
I'll have to find one.
I was just thinking for quiet work.
I got blades.
In the dark.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, you're heading down to the Vale. I'm going to ask for a prowl or a hunt off those, like, scouting around and looking out. Just to see, basically, how successful you manage to potentially see anyone who's trying to see you without them seeing you, if that makes sense.
I'll go for a hunt. Nope. I rolled a 2 and a 1.
Ooh, not great. Yeah, so you're sort of keeping
Well,
up with
if me and
Lynthia.
Arden are both doing this, is that an assist?
It can be an assist or separate roles. It's
I'm either.
up to you, whichever you'd like to roll.
I'm guessing whichever choice we'd be picking, we'd be 2 dice anyway, plus the assist.
Well, I'll say you separate rolls, seeing as one's already been rolled so far. So.
Yeah, I already rolled mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't rolled mine.
All right, so yeah, roll yours, and then, well, Chris and Lynthia, you're sort of going in both in disguise. So Chris, you're trying to aim to look like Vay. Lynthia, what's the sort of vibe or goal of your disguise here? What look are you going for?
Lynthia is going to be doing her best to not be fidgeting, but she's going to don a spirit mask that has like horns on it, and it is bright red, so it's something like instead of just since she doesn't usually wear a spirit mask, this is something that looks different, and hopefully that plus the haircut will throw people off. That's her thinking.
Okay, so I'll get back to what Arden may have seen with his success.
Yeah, the other thing is, with
moment.
my shadow cloak, that increases the effect, or that fine shadow cloak thing I've got. So I'd
Okay.
treat that as a 6,
All right,
possibly.
increased effect. I'll get back to that in a moment. So, Chris and Lynthia, you sort of enter into the Vale, and you can see, there's tables scattered around, some plush chairs. It's kind of a relaxed atmosphere. There's a few people drinking, smoking. There's a woman behind the bar pouring out drinks, and perhaps a few faces you recognize from the area around the night market, including a man named Fitz, who is a collector who's clashed with the syndicate a couple of times in the past. It's possibly some old dispute over who owed who some money in an exchange, and there's some bad blood between him and you. But he glances up at you enter and gives no reaction. And doesn't seem to click. Roland is the man you would know enough, you're on Night Market sort of residents. He is the person who owns the Vale. Like, it is his establishment. He's not often seen in person. He is a Tychorecy man, and they say, those that have seen him, that the bottom half of his body is entirely serpentine. Although whether that is exaggeration or not remains to be seen. Yeah, there seems to be a young man who looks to be overseeing proceedings, of giving instructions to the bar staff and like keeping an eye on things. Mom, how may I help you? Indeed. Would you like a table? Please, take a seat. Marla here will take your order. I'll be back in a moment. All right, so the barmaid, she'll take your order, sort of serve you a round of drinks, and then it's not long after when the manager returns. Yes. Mom? The boss would like to see you in the back, please. He sort of beckons you through into the back room. Now, Wireless and Arden, are you going into the sort of bar with them, or are you watching from the outside?
Wireless is definitely staying outside.
Outside, definitely.
Okay. So, from the outside, Wireless, from where you're positioned, you don't really manage to sort of catch sight of too much going on. Arden, you did notice that not long after Lynthia and Chris entered, you saw one of the patrons leaving in quite a hurry, sort of pulling their coat and cloak on and like setting off through the streets at a fair pace, down back towards the Gaddock rail station area.
Just the one or a couple? Just
the one. A young woman, not quite as finely dressed as a lot of the other patrons. I mean, Night Market's not exactly a noble area, so there's a lot of overflow between sort of classes here. But yeah, she's sort of moving at a fair pace down towards the Gaddock rail station and towards the sort of area that Wireless had indicated where he'd trailed people to.
What are my chances of sneaking up on them and knocking them out with a blackjack, and turning out their pockets and mugging them, basically?
Roll me a prowl. I think that's probably falls under prowl or skirmish. Yeah,
prowl, because I'm going to use. I'm just going to sneak up on them. Really, it's not going to be a straightforward fight.
Oh yeah, let's see how you can pull off an ambush here. Yeah.
Let's have a look. Actually, it will be 2. Let's see.
It's 2d6s, I believe. Oh, that is 1 success. So
with increased effect again. So
yes. So you, I'm going to say with one success. This is quite a risky a risky move here. So
Yeah.
you do succeed with increased effect. So you have sort of grabbed them. Sort of. Are you trying to say knock them out? You say and just
knock them out. Basically, just knock them in the back of the head with a blackjack. Just knock them out and just move them out of sight so they don't get back to wherever they're going.
Knock them out, pull them back into an alley. But in the process, I am going to say you take one in. It's up to you whether you want to resist it to completely get rid of it, but minor harm of just a couple of scratches as they kind of like before you go grab them, knock them out. Like it's not quite as smooth as.
I'll just take it because I've got a feeling this might be a stressful day.
Yeah.
And 2 bad rolls on stress, and I'm in bad shape. So I'm just going to take that. But what I'll do, if I've got the time, I'll basically take any money pouch or emblems off them, like any charms if I got them, like a Spirit Bane charm.
Yeah, she's got a Spirit Bane charm.
Take all that off.
A small amount of cash, not enough to like count up to coin, but.
To be fair, if I've got time, when I leave them, I'm going to take everything off them, all their clothing, and dump it somewhere in a bin out of sight, and just leave them in that alley without anything at all.
Okay.
That'll cause them problems.
Yes. So if you just dump this clothing in a bin, you've got to
leave them completely naked in an alley with nothing.
And also a couple of knives that she was carrying about her person.
Yeah, we'll take those as well. But hopefully she'll be knocked out so she can't report back to whoever.
Yeah.
I'd be tempted to tie her up, but I think that'd be too cruel. I'll leave her as it is.
All right. So yeah, with this messenger successfully knocked out, we'll head
I'll just
back
cover
inside.
her if I can.
All right.
If there's any rubbish or anything, I'll just pile that so she's not in plain sight. But
okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So we head back inside of the Vale, where Chris and Lynthia have been ushered upstairs into this upstairs room. And as you enter him, you can there's this odd sort of smell in the air which you can't quite place. It's almost like dry, almost musty smell that just kind of lingers in the air. And okay, so you see there's a nice desk, there's some shelving behind it, and sat at this desk is a man quite well dressed in this velvet jacket, and rings on his fingers. You can't really make out the bottom half of his body behind the desk. So, I'm not sure we've met before. They. And your friend?
Oh,
Soren Vey. Well, it is indeed a pleasure to meet now. I hear you might have something I'm interested in. I can find buyers, yes, and sellers. Ritual book. Limited audience. But I know some people that I could definitely shift this to. Yes, definitely. Oh, no. This... You have to understand that things like this are quite difficult to shift quickly. And there's a high risk to me as a go-between trying to sell this sort of artifact. It has a large impact on margins. Perhaps, yes, I have friends back in the homeland. But I'm sure I can take these off your hands. And he sort of takes out a piece of paper and writes down a number on it. Holds it. Yeah, I'd say probably, I'll check the coin levels in a moment. I'm still figuring out money. I say off the top of my head about 3 coin, but I might have under or overvalued that, so I'll have to check it over the break. Yeah. We're still learning the rules. I can guarantee it. A pleasure. Takes the items off your hands, and you watch as he takes your beloved, lovely book and eye.
Lynthia is like frowning behind her mask that no one can see. Just kind of maybe appears a little crestfallen, shoulder slump, but yeah.
And he hands you over the money in return. Yes, and if you ever have other similar artifacts, please consider me your number 1 customer.
Thank you.
Right, and you see yourselves out and sort of head back. Yeah, you paid your tab, and you, for the sake of this, you head back out into the night, and reconvene with Arden and Wireless.
After my incident, I'd be heading back to where I was to catch them as they come out.
Yeah, you see them coming out. Okay. So who's trying to plant it on the stash? What's the plan here?
Ooh. See, I'll just mention quickly, Chris, you had someone run off to the Wraiths as soon as you entered the place, but they're sort of knocked out and down an alley completely naked. I sort of caught them on the way and just stripped them of pretty much everything. Even got my money pouch, and I'll just show them my money pouch, basically. But knocked out down an alley. Covered with refuse and stuff, so they won't be spotted.
And you see, kind of knocked out, starting to stir now, because knocked out people don't stay down that long. It's
True.
A youngish woman, quite skinny and scraggly looking underneath the borrowed clothing that she's lost now. You fuckers. Well, now, I ain't got anything else left. That creeper took my fucking clothes. Roll me a sway here as you make this. I think she's going to say yes, but I think there might be, other incentives that are requested for here, depending on. She kind of looks down at herself, looks at you. Yeah, sure. Can I have my clothes back?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Are you paying?
I'll just retrieve all the things I took off her and hand back everything. That's okay. Just one then. But everything else.
Marla? No, that was the name of the barmaid. I can only come up with 3 names in a session. She says Marla, and then you get the idea. Like she pauses before she says it. Marla. All right. I got it.
Ooh. Does do they have a female whisper? I'm asking the girl.
No,
Oh.
we ain't got no whisper. That's how. He's gonna look around at you. So it's you guys that like pulled that weird ghost shit back at the train. I mean, I'm not in with a like boss, but we ain't got no whisper.
Is there any women working for the race? It's about, and Cynthia kind of gestures about to her where top of her head is.
Yeah, a couple. I think I don't know everyone's names.
Perfect.
I just watch people. You know. That's all.
Chris, can she do a job for us? Well, maybe she watches and knows when they sleep or something. I was going. That Lenthea takes off the mask and she starts kind of handing it towards the girl. Like maybe she puts it with somebody that's my height, like tall as me, and then they think. Yes.
You want me to go back in there?
No. The Wraiths. Wait. Who?
I work for the Wraiths, yeah. They were paying me. Oh, I don't like directly work for them. I'm not one of them. They ain't gonna let me in their hideout. Yeah.
Sort of like an informant.
Right. I can report, but I can't get in their base to plant stuff. Can't you pay someone?
But we're paying you?
Oh.
Ooh.
All right. But I want extra.
Wireless steps up with a blade, tapping against his palm. Extra?
Stop it! Give me that right now! Wait.
All right. I'll get it done.
Yay.
Where can I find you? I'll need, continue this. You want me to work for you? Yeah. All right. I'll see you there. Will do. And she sort of scurries off down the street.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't mess up the plans. Yay. I thought she, could, since, because I didn't need the mask, and it seemed like such a waste, so to throw it away.
It's an interesting plan.
Alright.
Away from you and throwing it over somebody else.
Yeah. That
One freaking triangle. Thank you.
Well,
Just play something different.
how are we doing this?
let's we should be okay. I think just a pair of us suss out the location and look for a way in.
Okay, so you scouted out the location. Essentially, I'm going to do this as like a mini score here. So I would like you to roll me. It's a home turf. You've got advantage on it. 2d6. One of you roll me 2d6. We'll see essentially where we pick up on the two of you slipping inside the Wraith's building.
I recommend the one who is not being followed by Steve the Parry to roll the dice.
In which case, yeah. Arden, roll us 2d6. Let me know what they are.
Yeah, my die rolls have been correct. Yep.
You brought him on yourself.
Yep.
Okay, I got a 5 and a 3.
Okay, so that's one success. So, in the dark of the night, which is always, two figures, you found sort of a way up onto the building, and you are now sort of outside this window that leads onto the upper floor of the Wraith's hideout, which is where Vey herself has set up shop. She's got some rooms up in the very top of this building. You slip sort of across the rooftops, and now you're peering in through this dingy, dirt-stained window. You can see there seems to be an office-like room. The window itself is locked. But how you want to do this? It's up to you.
Oh, can we see anyone through the window? Is it empty in the office?
It is empty, though you can hear people moving around the building. So you reckon you've not got a long window before someone comes and sees you through the window?
What I'll try and do then, I'll drink, I've got a silence potion that basically negates all sound within 10 feet of me for several moments, and I'll try and use a knife rather than tinker with the lock. I'll try and, I suppose, finesse it, like just effectively jimmy the window open, just leave it a bit.
Give me a finesse. Wireless, are you sort of keeping lookout? Or?
Yeah, as he's doing that, I'll kind of like my back to him and make sure no one's just watching the street, watching the rooftop.
All right. So that's a success. It's a click. It's definitely audible as the window is open.
But no sound within 10 feet
Wireless,
of me.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I'm notorious for getting silence in any form.
Only for a short few moments, but
I like narrating clicks and door creaks too much.
it would have creaked if it was.
It would have creaked if it could. But yeah, you're in. You see Vey's office, such that it is.
Anywhere obvious I could put stuff.
You could stash stuff under the desk. There seems to be possibly any kind of lockbox thing would be hidden, but there's desks, shelving, like floorboards. Could try to slip it under them. It depends how well hidden you want it. Whether you want it hidden or findable hidden.
Findable hidden.
Findable.
In a drawer, stick it on a shelf.
Yeah, actually, if there's shelves about, I'm tempted to put the glass just on one of the shelves. And, just findable hidden.
Right, so stick the glass on the shelves, perhaps the coins in a desk drawer.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Obvious.
And slip off.
Make my way out. I'll meet up with everyone else, but I've got a plan. Because I've got a friend in the blue coats. And I could meet up with him there's probably a tavern I know he hangs out in, and I could mention to him about this location, and they just say that I think the Wraiths were involved with something that had gone down at this manor house in, is it Six Towers?
Yeah, Six Towers. So yeah, over at this local inn, you sat across from Darmot, the blue coat, and sort of give him the goss on this situation.
Pretty much. It'll make him look good if he is involved with this anyway.
And definitely them. And there's no, okay. Basically,
they were trying to sell stuff off.
Is there some cash in the building? Because my superiors are getting awful, grabby about, seizures.
I believe they've sold some of the loot off, and I believe there's cash in the building. Actually, if you check their offices, or I don't know where they'd store stuff, desks or who knows, lockboxes, but they'll definitely have something. Because the reason we know about this is we saw them make a sale.
All right. I'll get some people over.
Yeah, we're not too keen on them, which is kind of why I'm letting you know.
Right, and he sort of gives you the nod and the wink and thanks you for the intel. And we will find out, how things went down with the Bluecoats versus the Wraiths, and essentially what lies in store next for the Syndicate after the break. Uh, we're back. It's very disconcerting. It's like he's deliberately trying to throw me off my game now at this point.
Sorry.
City of Duskfall
This
speaking.
is sabotage.
Yeah, it's one of my friends. I apologize.
But yeah, we're back. And yeah, shit is going down in the night market. As the Bluecoats have been called on the Wraiths as supposed robbers of Lord Skurlock's manor, but yeah, it wasn't them. It wasn't them.
But honest folks, so it can be us.
But yeah, as well.
Mhm.
While the Bluecoats are coming down on the Wraiths, it's possibly, some time for the Obsidian Syndicate to lay low for a couple of days. Potentially.
That's going to be a
What?
problem we're going to have to deal with at some point, but beyond our means at the moment. Yep, upgrading the locks, trying to put in some sort of alarm system to do with, I think it's called Spark Tech, and just upgrading things a bit, giving us some sort of warning system if someone were to break in and make it more difficult. It's a long-term project, but I'm working on it. I think it's cost 1 coin so far, but if we have some spare, it'll certainly help to upgrade the quality of it.
Well, it's well worth it now.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Will do.
Okay, so essentially... Sorry. You're about to say something. No, I was going to say essentially what we have here is a brief period of downtime. And how downtime works in Blades to Dark is you each have 2 things you can do, or you can spend coin to do additional things. But for now, for the point of simplicity, seeing as this is the first time I've ever run downtime in Blades of the Dark, let's stick to the simple 2. So some of the things you can do are essentially work on a long-time project, like security improvements. You can recover from any serious wounds you've had and sort of work to rest up. But none of you have any more than a few scuffs and scrapes, which I believe will recover on their own during this period. You can try and reduce the heat on your group, or you can train up in your skills. Try and acquire an asset, like borrow a carriage, find a boat, things you might, come in handy to have access to. Or you can indulge in your vice. So this is how stress is reduced in the game. It's by indulgence in whatever vice you have. There are, of course, dangers of overindulgence. So you each have 2 things. Some may require rolls. Some may just be automatic. If anyone already knows what they want to do, just stick a hand up, give a wave.
Yeah. I was just going to tinker with the security, use the extra coin, and my second action I was going to do some prowess training because we've got actual training facilities or some sort of means to give me extra XP.
Yes, yeah. So that gives you, I believe, 2 XP in that.
In prowess, yeah.
Prowess, yeah. So you do some weightlifting or some roof climbing.
Oh, sleight of hand, that sort of thing.
Okay. Not hitting the gym.
A bit of everything, really. It's an all-rounder.
But yeah, so you can tick off another quarter of that circle for the defenses. Mark off another coin.
Should I roll for that?
I'll give you the choices. You can either spend the coin or roll for it. Essentially, you can whether this is more DIY or more going out and finding the things you need. I'll give the choice here.
I can't do both. No. I'll just take it, spend the coin, yeah. The guaranteed one is better. I'm not very good at it yet, so yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you're making some improvements, doing some practicing. Does anyone else know what they would like to do? Wireless. Sorry.
Well, I think my two things, the first thing, he's going to definitely indulge in his vice to reduce stress, because I'm actually pretty high in the stress track. And his second thing, he'll probably do the prowess training also.
All right, so do some training and try and indulge in your vices here. So,
my lowest attribute, which is
yes, your lowest
resolve.
Attribute. How many dice do you have? How many dots do you have in resolve?
Got 1.
Okay, so this will be rolling 1d6. But what is your vice, and how would you indulge it?
My vice is stupor, and he normally huffs his gunpowder for his guns. So he's lately been experimenting with a little bit of whisper wine also. So it's 1d6.
Okay, let's take 1d6 and see how much stress is reduced here.
Good. Alright, so it's on the diary, so 3. Ooh, that's almost all of it.
Yeah, so that is almost all of it, but not all of it. And importantly, you've not rolled over the amount of stress you have. So,
surprisingly.
While indulging in your vice, you have not you've not overindulged and got lost or otherwise come to harm. But yeah, is that everything wireless?
He just sits down, does his huff, and goes on like his high, like head up, his whole body like convulses almost, and just claps his hands, gets up, and starts doing the prowess training.
Okay, so yeah, you can mark off your 2 points in prowess. And Chris, I believe you said you had an idea about what you. Okay, yeah. So resolve covers all sorts of things from consort and swaying to attunements with sort of the ghost field. So this is sort of all covers most social skills. So training in it is essentially go out and talk to people. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it for now the points just go there in general into that tracker at the top of resolve. But yeah, so yes. So hang on, I was just checking up the rules for that. So I'd say either sway or consort for how you're sort of going about reducing the heat here, talking and yeah. Oh, so that would reduce the heat by 3 points. So I believe you were on a heat of very much, dialed it down a bit. Like you were getting a lot of attention, but in between sort of essentially, I'd like to think you've not reduced the amount of heat total in Night Market. You've just shifted this heat. Yes. Yes, it's now basically everything's their fault. Nothing's your fault. But, yeah. And last but definitely not least, Lynthia.
I was going to try and reduce the heat by just staying inside because I don't really feel like I'm good at disguising myself. But I want to at least work on my resolve by talking with the my ghost friend that I told to stay. I want to get to know them better. So,
Like you're dabbling in things you shouldn't be dabbling in. This is how people get hurt.
people get hurt all the time. It doesn't matter.
Yes, you can talk to this slightly stuck-up stuffy ghost.
Yay! Can I ask the ghost their name?
Yes.
Or if they have a name, I guess that's what I need to figure out. So
They have a name. We have names, you know. We're not all blind, feelingless echoes. Some of us remember, you know. Some of us know things.
I know you seem really smart. That's why I'm glad you're here.
You. I've written several books, you know.
Can I read them?
You have a library card? No.
I mean,
Marican Claith.
sorry, what was that?
American Claith.
Amara Kin
Claith.
Claith.
I'll write it out.
I was
Anyway.
sorry. Oop. All right. Well, I'm Lynthia Dalmore, and yes, I hope we can continue talking with each other.
Do I have a choice?
Sure. We all have choices, but I can make I mean, you know, I can feed you if you want to, if you'll continue talking to me.
I don't eat, I'm dead.
Well, no. You're not very good at this dead thing.
Well, I've not been doing it very long, have I?
I can teach you then.
So, fine. So essentially, I'll count your training here in Resolve as haunting lessons to a ghost.
Yay.
So
do I just mark a dot in Resolve then?
2 dots in Resolve.
Okay.
No. It doesn't work. So it's only prowess that does it. So only 1 dot.
1 dot. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Still figuring things out.
Mm-hmm.
But you've still got one more thing you can do if you'd like to. You can't train Resolve again, but you can train another thing. Or, you don't have to do 2 things. One.
You know what? I'm going to train prowess because Lynthia maybe shouldn't just be like 0 muscle mass. So, yes. She sees all the guys doing it. It seems very interesting to her. So she's like trying to figure out what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, so you can stick 2 dots in prowess. And the way I'm picturing it, because it says that your crew or your hideout is helping you here train prowess.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just that you've got some weights and stuff?
Probably a mini gym or something in the basement.
Mini gym in the corner.
Wireless gives her a gun, teaches her to shoot.
Exactly. Like training.
She's like
Get
she's
her
carrying
skills
2
around.
books instead of 1, and she's kind of lifting them up and down. So okay.
But, so you lay low for a while as trouble sort of spirals around the night market. There's words of blue coats kicking down doors, wraiths being arrested. Sort of chaos sort of seeded on all sides. But it's by the end of the week, it's starting to die back a little. It's still dangerous and still troublesome. But it's at the end of the week when there's a knock on the door of the underground room. Hey, it's Rigney. Rigney from the tea shop. Yeah.
The tea shop one, right? Yeah.
Sorry, I know I'm not supposed to come down here. Look, as I said, there's a woman who's been set up in the tea shop since this morning. She hasn't moved. She's just been sat in the tea shop all day. And I don't know. Should I ask her to leave? I mean, she's got like this veil on, and she's just, I don't know what she looks like. She's just sat there with this veil on. She keeps ordering tea, so I can't really ask her to leave on the grounds that she's not a customer, but it's getting weird. And I thought maybe, it was something to do with you lot. There you go. Hang on. He sort of runs upstairs, gets... Yeah. You see, sat at one of the tables in the tea shop is a woman in this long black dress with this full black veil over her face, and you see as the teacup sort of disappears somewhere up underneath the veil and comes back out again. I don't know. What can you get me? I'm looking for people that are particularly good at getting into places. Take a seat. I heard a little bird tell me about a certain party over at Skurlock's. He's awfully mad about it, But, oh, what a shame. I tried to go asking for them, but they all seem to be in prison. Now, well, half of them, all the ones that count. But, so, down at the Vale, they did mention, that they'd seen the wraiths go in there, but, between you and me, people aren't always what they appear to be at first sight. Now, I'm wondering what kind of people would really be quite so crazy as to rob Lord Skurlock. And if people are crazy enough to rob Lord Skurlock, what else they might do for some coin? Considerable quantities of coin. Coin enough to help them expand outwards from this little tea shop and perhaps, do away with the need for people like the wraiths around here. I mean, oh, do you know someone who might be able to help me? Oh, that's good. It's, have you heard of the Dimmer Sisters? Rather, yes, collectors of the arcane and the odd. Recluses, really. Got a little house out over the way. They, dabble in ghostly magics and, yes, you see, they've got a lovely little library in their house and, a few other pieces in their collection. And I know there's a knife. It's meant to be a ghost knife. I can... a hand sort of emerges out from underneath the veil, and you see holding on a folded note. You see it's got a little sketch, essentially, of a knife. Now, they don't really take visitors. Not living ones. They're down on the canals. But I believe, the kind of people that do this kind of thing don't always need to go in through the front door, right? Of course. Yes. And shall I return here? You can call me Severaxis. Severaxis. But what shall I call you? Not Frey. Not Frey. The liaison. Lovely. Well, I must say it's a lovely little shop you've got here. Indeed, well. How about send a letter to this address? Sign it from the liaison. The contents of it don't matter. And I'll come back here. But no, the pleasure is all mine. Yeah, she hands out this bag of one coin, essentially as the retainer for it. And she sort of stands up, departs in this, and you see Rigney looking at, thank you. She was putting the other customers off. It's getting weird. Yeah. Anyway.
Ghost blade, you say? Oh. As you said that, Wireless looks right over at Lynthia.
Amara, come on out.
I'm going to ask for an attune roll here to see how how responsive Amara is, and
Apparently very.
what was that? Oh, a 6. So the rest of you see is this sort of the crackle from the lights on the walls, and like any sort of sparkcraft items in the room sort of spark and sputter when the temperature drops, and then this form coalesces inside of the room, and you can see her more clearly now. This woman dressed in quite smart clothing, but rather like practical smart clothing, with some kind of satchel slung over her side as she sort of coalesces into form.
Everybody, this is Amara. She's my friend.
I am not her friend.
She's also too pedantic, but We're working on that.
Yes.
Huh.
So, what do you want? And
Do you know anything about the Dimmer sisters, I think they were called? I'm sure it's a name I've heard quite a bit of, but I don't know anything about.
they call us, they bind us. I'm not going near that place. They use us to defend it. They use us to guard it.
Oh.
I've not been dead long, but I know enough to know the Dimmer sisters. No one comes back from the Dimmer sisters.
That's not very nice of them.
Does anyone know how many sisters there are? Because they never actually leave their house. Nope. But they don't leave, so.
People bring them food. They send people money. They bring them food. It's got a delivery service, a ghost delivery service. They send a ghost out with an order, and then someone. Essentially, yes, they'll send a ghost out with an order. Someone intercedes with them. You hear there's some whispers around the area that sort of do work for them. Yeah, but yeah, they've got ghost ammo.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not sending Amara there. I like her, and I don't want them to hurt her. So
We don't want to lose someone to that sort of thing.
Of course not. I just wanted to also assuage your fears, Amara. I don't want you to think that I'm sending you away, because I do cherish you so much.
So this place is even ghost scared.
And has ghosts guard in it?
Well,
I can get into a place, but I can't do much about the ghosts.
I have a little something. And it's one of the standard items for a hound, but I like walk over to a desk, open a drawer and pull out, and it's like some bullets, but they have this weird like glow to them. It's ectoplasmic ammunition.
And you see it as Amara sort of shrinks back a little.
Yeah, it's the only defense we have against them.
Unless there's some way we can hide ourselves from them being able to see us. Now, freeing them would be a very interesting option, because they'd certainly cause a distraction.
I mean, I don't see why not, but I haven't specifically researched that. I apologize, everybody.
there might be some ghosts that Lynthia could chat to that might be interested in helping out in that sort of way.
Mm-hmm. We could always go and just chat with the guard ghosts anyway. Just maybe see what, I don't know. I know you're thinking, but they're the guards. But the guards don't always, I don't know. If they don't appreciate being, forced into servitude, then maybe they could, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they'd let us in. Very true. Very true.
Not all ghosts are as like sentient and sort of logical as Amara. Like there's some of the ghosts that are very much more like indistinct echoes.
Lynthia's thought process is that we could just go and like talk to them a little bit and see if any of them are sentient or if they're all just kind of just like stuck being like gargoyles almost. So, yeah.
Well, this very much sounds like sort of an intel gathering procedure going on here. Ahead of a score, potentially. So, yeah. What bits of intel do people want to gather before we decide on the approach for the score?
Definitely probably should try and find a book. Lynthia's thinking that this is probably some sort of like they're being held in place with maybe some sort of like inverse the charms, the Demon Bane charms or whatever, sort of like keeping them in place instead of, maybe they're not even necessarily stuck there, they can't leave because of that sort of deal. So that's her initial train of thought. So she wants to research like what would keep a ghost in a place. So
Could a personal item or something to do with their body do with it? I don't know.
Oh, this definitely would call for a study roll here, I think.
Okay. D6.
Trying to gather some intel here. So yeah, you use reading up. I mean, there's a lot on the different types of ghosts and why some are just echoes of events that get trapped, replicate in the ghost field. So sometimes at the place that they died, or just not necessarily even that died. Echoes of violence can end up in the ghost field without death. But others are sort of more flickering, indistinct sort of memories of what they used to be, and that there are all sorts of rituals and also technology that people use to bind and pull in ghosts, because ghosts in their purest form are reduced down sort of into ectoplasm, which is what powers the city as a whole. So it could be ritual or it could be technology that binds a ghost. That makes sense? You can't really find anything specific on how someone like the Dimmer sisters might sort of keep their place guarded or prevent them from escaping.
I'm guessing the Dimmer sisters are they dealers with arcane stuff or tech? Then we could find out what to expect.
Right, yeah, roll me, I think that'll be a consort. See what rumors you can gather. Okay, so yeah, the Dimmer sisters, 2 successes, one of them which is a 6. The Dimmer sisters are very much more on the arcane side of things. There are 3 of them, and they have a house sort of in a more ruined sort of bit of 6 Towers over towards the edge of the night market, not that very far from where your tea shop is, possibly just across the bridge from your tea shop is where they are. And yeah, people around there fear them. Like other people who deal with the arcane are scared of the Dimmer sisters and scared to offend them. They're known to hoard powerful artifacts and items. And they're also known to have a very well-known rivalry with Lord Skurlock. They are not friends. Not in the slightest. So when she's sort of asking around, sort of getting into the more obscure and arcane parts of the city, like this, normal criminals don't all necessarily deal with people like the Irma sisters. This is going down a dark and dangerous path. Yeah, anyone else got any prep things they would like to do?
We know where their building is, right?
Yeah. You know it is this house built on the very edge of the sort of canals across the bridge in Six Towers. It's bordered, but it's sort of on the corner, bordered by a couple of canals. It's got this big high sort of wall around it. The windows are boarded up. It looks almost abandoned, except that people come and go to drop things off.
And there's a bunch of canals around it.
Yes.
I think Wireless, he's going to want to scout more of the canals and find like a minimum of like 3 ways to get out if shit goes down. There's these canals.
I think it sounds like some kind of survey sort of role.
Survey, okay.
Survey the area, see how.
Ways to get out of.
Can I assist with this?
Yes.
Because there's nothing else for me to be doing, so I'd
you
assist.
can give that's spend a stress to give a bonus, die you?
Yeah.
So just roll another die then?
Yeah.
Same exact thing. 3 and 3.
So you can see, that there's definitely a door on there's a door on the canal to the house as well as a door on the street, and that you could get a boat up to it, but in terms of specific ways in and out and sort of ways away, it's really hard to you can't get that close to the house due to the walls around it and the general feeling that there's not many people around, so going close to the house will definitely be noticed. So there's this door on the canal and a door on the street.
All right. So Wireless probably looks kind of frustrated, but every time he tries to find something, he just kind of glances over at the house. Like it's just like a shiver going. And after a little bit, he finds those couple doors, and he's like, "No, I'm done here right now." And then he leaves.
All right. So should we reconvene down in the basement and trying to decide what your approach here is?
Yeah, there's something about that place too. I was trying to find ways in and out, and there's maybe it's just no people around, but yeah, it's freaky over there. Yeah, make an enemy of an enemy. Yeah.
For both sides, we won't be able to turn either one against the other. I don't mind either way. There's ways we could have done this, but I think this is probably Also, the other thing to look at, if we manage, let's say we went in by the canal entrance, because that's probably the least obvious. So we managed to get in there, release all the spirits that were held there as a distraction. That would probably put Lord Skurlock in a better position, because if he's got a rivalry going on between these two, with his sisters, it probably strengthen his position, which means he'd be able to spend more time dealing with us than dealing with them. And he's already looking for us.
Yes, and my research didn't turn up a whole lot. They could be held in a couple different ways, and so not knowing it would be, oh, okay. Well, that still narrows it a little bit, but it would still be too much to try and to release them in a short amount of time. I mean, if we had all the time, it would be not. You know what I'm trying to say.
It's beyond what we can pull off at the moment. We wouldn't be able to pull this off and get clean away.
Do we have to move now? Since the person came here? I don't
Possible.
I don't want to move, but now I'm worried. So
None of us except for you, Lynthia, are really equipped for anything like this.
No. I'm talking about the person. Sorry, is it Ripley? You said the tea person.
Rigney.
Okay, Rigney. Okay, so Rigney informed us of that individual. If they knew to come here, where does that leave us?
Oh.
Now that would be a twist.
I should have asked Amara to go look at them for me, but oh well. She probably wouldn't. Oh, that'd be even worse.
It could be a setup, it could be a test. And paid some up front. Yeah, I agree.
If that's the case, working against two sisters instead of three, a little better odds.
We're stuck on this one.
Yeah. It's up to you whether you take the job or get in touch to return the cash, or just don't return the cash, which is the person.
Yeah.
Satisfaction or your money back.
I'd return. We don't know how to get in.
I mean, you saw there was ways in, but they're risky ways in. Yeah. Essentially, I think how Spirit Bane charms, they were going to give you an extra die in sort of attempting to resist ghostly things or deal with ghostly things in a way of if you're trying to command a ghost or sway a ghost. I think a Spirit Bane charm counts as like a bonus. I think means there's no like specific things that seems like the best way I can see to roll with that sort of thing.
Like an
Sorry,
insect repellent.
there is a piece of equipment that the Whispers have access to called the Ghost Key. I just want to double check what that was real fast because I'm starting to think of something. So let me see. Whisper items, Ghost Key. It says an arcane
Ghost Key
device that can
sounds
open
good.
ghost doors, but they have to sometime. I guess you just have to find them. I don't know. It's true. Yes, fresh air. Salty fresh air.
Yeah, I think we need some ghostly recon on this.
Okay, and yeah, you're trying to sort of see this ghost door, look for ghost doors, Lynthia, sort of.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if there's any. I want to look to see if there are any ghost doors attached to the property, or maybe if there's like a piece of building like next to it that has a ghost door.
Oh, make me an attune roll here.
So
So you're sort of focusing on the energies of the ghost field. And
yeah,
what have you got?
2 and a 1.
Son.
Yep.
So I'm going to say that 2 things happen here.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, yes, you see sort of boarding canal this ghostly outline of a doorway. And 2, you are seen. And you see as this flickering form sort of up near the house whips its head around to stare directly at you. And then it starts to move towards you and Chris.
Back time to leave. Time to leave.
This is ghost.
Hmm?
Yeah, you can definitely try. It's essentially a sort of like a, the power compels you sort of. Well, I'm gonna say as it doesn't work, as you're holding this charm out, the ghost sort of lays its hand on you, and you feel crackling through you this ectoplasmic energy. I'm gonna say here you are essentially at danger here of taking harm. Probably not minor harm. This is you are essentially under attack by a ghost here.
So,
and as this, I'm going to say you can try to resist either using prowess or to essentially try and dodge out the way. I think would be the most thing, or essentially resolve to grin and bear through it and sort of resist the effects. For that, No. How it works is, so you take 3 stress. Yeah, so you can dodge out the way, but you take the 3 stress. So you've resisted it, but it's cost you 3 stress to do so. If I'm remembering resistance rules right. So you manage to dodge out the way as this ghost lunges out towards you. This flickering form, it looks almost like a boatman. Like, yeah. Are you, Lynthia, are you attempting to...
I just wanted to, since it's here in front of us, I want to use my ghost mind to get an additional 1d, but I want to use attune to try and like see or no, actually I want to use command. I want to see if it'll like tell me like what's it doing or what something. I don't know. See if I can't just make it talk real fast.
You can... Yeah, this will be attune or command. It's up to you.
I'll use command. Screw it.
That is 1 success. It goes, Trespasser, I see you lurking.
You're dead. You have...
See you lurking. Trespasser. It doesn't seem very amenable to conversation.
That's fine. You're trespassing on the lands of the living.
It sort of backs up a little from you as it seems like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lynthia's gonna like kind of grab Chris's arm and be like, point at the ghost thing again, just be like, just kind of start backing away, kind of pulling Chris with her.
Sort of... she's like at the end of the...
Sorry. I do apologize, Chris. I saw the door, but then our friend saw me, so yeah. They don't... Oh yes. Good. I believe I saw one, yes. I think I saw one.
How many ghosts did you see? Oh, you're not there yet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Return looking slightly stressed out by the situation.
They had a guard dog, and I guess he or she it saw me seeing it, and it decided to yes. On the upside, I saw a ghost door. The downside is that I know for me to get to the door, this thing is going to attack me. I don't know. Now I'm worried.
Okay, let's return the retainer. We haven't got anything I can really deal with ghosts or arcane of a scale at the moment.
Wait. Sorry. Lynthia is going to go back into her little like roomy hole thing. She's going to come back out and she's going to like flick out this like baton thing. It turns into a big long staff. Ta-da! She kind of holds it up. It's an equipment piece that Whispers have. It's the fine lightning hook. You can basically use it to like when the it's I think the way
is
the
it
book,
a ghost lasso?
Yes, it's like with the people when you call like the animal patrol, they show up to get the dogs or whatever. It's basically like that for ghosts.
Ghost lasso.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
This little tool here can keep mean ghosts away, sort of.
You see Wireless flick up one of the ectoplasmic bullets. That with this.
Could you catch a ghost? Or could you catch their guard with that and we find out stuff off it?
I don't think so. That guard was very mean. So, yeah. So, are we doing this or are we not? I don't know. Sometimes I just kind of have fun, so it's hard for me to say yes on this. I want you guys to have fun too. So,
Well, hi.
I contributed plenty. I contributed the contents of my stomach. That was a high point in my life. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Only thing I got is those bullets, so.
Okay, we've got a couple of options really. We could either turn this down because we think it's too dangerous if we can't come with a plan for it. We could always hit one of the Wraith's businesses if there's still any around. So we got the two options. We can either do this job for this apparently anonymous person in some sort of disguise, or we can just target a business of the Wraiths as a quick job.
Let's see if we can take out the mean guard.
It'll be fun.
Okay. Okay, so it sounds like your point of entry is the ghost door. So let's have a fortune roll, engagement roll here. And I am going to, in balance of things, this is 1d6 here. So I'd like one of you just to roll me a d6.
Oh no. Oh no.
See. Okay, so that is a success. So as you sort of slip down through the streets, you get sort of close up, you're sort of near to where you know this ghost door to be without any attention really being drawn to yourself, without any trouble coming your way. And now you can just see, well, Lynthia can just faintly make out where this door is and this ghostly form standing before it. And we're on.
Let's do this.
So, Lynthia is going to extend because the fine lightning hook is a small deal, so she's going to flick it out. She's going to start moving towards the ghost guard.
Okay, so as you move closer, are you attempting to kind of prowl closer and grab it, or is this a straight out like skirmish fight? Or what?
I would like to, if I could, lasso it so that Wireless can hopefully see it, because he'll be able to kind of tell where instead of just being like, it's over there. So
I'm going to say either make me a prowl or a skirmish roll here.
Sure, I can't see it normally.
I have no dots in those, so what do I do?
So roll 2 dice and take the lowest.
Oops.
So as you get closer, you get almost like an arm twisted away when the creature, the ghost, turns and you're back.
Yes.
And lunges for you, like hands gripping at you, lightning sparking from it. I'm going to need a resistance against some harm here, and anyone who wants to take any action here may do so.
So
Can we see the ghost, or
Or you can see it now. You can see this sparking faint form as it grasps hold of Lynthia, sort of sparks running up and down through her. Lynthia, you're in a desperate situation here. In fact, I say this is fully a desperate situation.
Mhm.
So Lynthia, you can either choose to take some harm here or to try and resist the harm.
How do I resist?
I'd say either resolve or prowess.
Okay.
And
I'll
that'll be
do-
essentially you take 6 stress and then take away whatever your highest roll
Yeah,
is from that.
I'm
So it's,
gonna do a resolve, and I'll do like command, and we'll see.
it's just a straight. So whichever one is your high, however many dots you've got in your highest
got a
resolve
stress.
one.
Got 1 stress. We're good.
Yeah, all right. So you take 1 point of stress, but yeah, this ghost grabbing onto you. You've not taken that much. You've not taken any harm yet. You managed to sort of resist and power through with resolve against this. But yeah, how are you going to get out of this situation? Or how's anyone getting?
let's try this and see what happens. Wireless pulls out the gun that's got that special ammo. I walk right up this thing and I point it at where I think the ghost head is, and this is, do you know what's in this?
It's currently this thing is very much anger personified, focused on Lynthia. It's ignoring you entirely
All right,
as
so
you get nearer. So essentially, I'm going to ask for either a prowl, a skirmish, or a hunt here for what's going on. This is a fast-moving situation. Like this thing is trying to kill Lynthia
all right,
at this
so
very time.
I'll do a hunt, but I'll take stress to help me out.
Okay. Essentially, can you get up in this thing, do what you're doing before Lynthia takes any more harm?
Nope. Oh boy.
So as you draw closer, I'm going to give the choice here. Either you can take the harm or Lynthia can take the harm.
I'll take it because I can reduce it.
As it
Tough as
hisses
nails.
around, drawn away from Lynthia. Like, yeah, you could. Are you resisting the harm or are you just accepting the harm?
I'll take it since I just took a bunch of stress.
Okay, so this will be. Let me get. I think. Sorry, I closed all my sheets. And you guys have been quite good about not taking harm so far. I think this is level 2 harm. This is quite severe. It's like
I can. Actually, I'm gonna. I automatically reduce to level 1. That's my
Okay.
special ability is tough as nails. So
reduce it back down to level 1, just sort of minor sort of electrical burns, but this thing's still there. It's still as you sort of you've got your gun, you like wrestling against this thing.
I'd say after that, after the election, I pull the trigger and try and blow its head off.
Okay, so there's this crackle and burst of energy out across the area,
And then
like sparking across the ground. I'm going to say you can choose whether you want to resist it or not, but there's a chance of minor electrical burns for everyone in the vicinity, which is minor harm, or level 1. As this thing sort of explodes out into ectoplasm and energy with this screeching cry.
so is it a skirmish roll? Or should I take more? Oh, let's try it.
I resisted it. We're good.
Okay. So yeah, if you're yeah, that's
roll.
yes, you can resist the harm, but remember you will take stress minus. So I think that's 5 stress for someone, and no stress for either.
You gotta be kidding me. I rolled a 1 on my skirmish. Holy cow.
Is that your?
That was my skirmish roll.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely. I say that's minor harm for you, as like, because it would have been a severe harm again as you're trying to, but you reduced it down. So yeah, but burns all over for Wireless. Arden, are you taking the level 1, the minor burns, or are you?
Oh, I'll just take the minor burns at the moment.
All right, so just scream.
I've tried to stay a fair distance away. I don't like ghosts, so.
Does the echoes of its scream die away? There's just the 4 of you, slightly singed, sort of hair on end, standing by the side of this canal next to this ghostly door.
Just stand there. Steam like coming off Wireless. I look to Lynthia. Any more of them around?
Lynthia is going to look around. Do I see any more of them?
No, just that one. Just that one.
Just him.
Outside.
Good job. Good job.
Could have gone a little better, but
That's some handing bullets.
just 1 bullet I used.
Oh, I forgot. We didn't specify our loads when we started this, but yeah, I would be doing
no, we
light,
forgot.
So it's all good.
Yes.
Yeah. So Lynthia is just going to turn and put the key into the ghost door, the ghost key into the ghost door.
This door, almost this portion of the wall, it's a strange sort of distortion of space as this ghostly door swings open. But it reveals on the other side this narrow staircase winding upwards.
Oh, is it
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a ghostly staircase or an actual staircase?
I'm going to say here, actual staircase, weird ghostly door in warped dimension of the wall.
Oh, interesting.
You just see something fun every day as Lynthia starts
new.
climbing the stairs.
Okay, I think this calls for some kind of group effort at being sneaky and quiet, if that is what you're doing here.
Like a group prowl.
Yeah. I think we've done a group roll before.
We've got a synchronized ability, I think.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. I'll say finesse or prowl.
I'm at disadvantage, so I rolled a 3. I would have had a 6 if I didn't have if I had a dot in it. So
we've got a 3, a 2, a 4, and a 5. 2 successes. That's right.
Again, with my 5, because I was rolling prowl, would my shadow cloak thing increase that to a 6 again? Increase the effect?
That would, yes. If you were the way group action, I should have specified who was leading this action. So essentially, how this works is we take the highest value, so that we take the 6 in this case. Well, actually, it doesn't turn it into a 6. It turns it into an increased effect, which is a slightly different thing, I believe.
And I take stress for everyone who rolled under a 3 or under.
Yes. So you take 2 points of stress. Essentially, I think that's a mental thing of God's sake, be quiet. As you slip up this staircase into the house, and you can sort of feel the air is cold, and it sort of prickles in the back of your neck. These whispers almost on the edge of hearing. This place is haunted. This place is being watched. This place is dangerous.
Would that have been a desperate action or not? I don't know if that would have. I don't know how the group actions work with risky or.
I'd say that would have been not desperate, yes. Yeah. There have been a couple of desperate actions so far. If people are keeping track of their own things, we can tally up afterwards. I'd say that's not desperate yet. Desperate is usually when things have already started to go wrong.
Oh, we're not there yet then.
But yeah, there's a couple of doors leading off this staircase. What are you doing?
Any keyholes in these doors?
No. Seem to be just doors. The door handles. They're more ominous than a normal door. Which is saying not much because a door is one of the most terrifying things to ever exist.
Yeah. Can we hear any sounds coming from behind any of them?
You can hear...
I'll sort of lean close to one and try and listen.
Soft, whispery movement. And then you can... The first door, you definitely hear footsteps on the other side. Someone walking around. The second door, you hear the soft sound of piano playing from the other side. And the third door at the top of the house is completely silent.
Yeah. Silent?
Yeah.
Yeah. For now.
Okay.
And we've accounted for possibly 2 of the sisters.
So, open up this door at the top of the house. And on the other side, you see this dark, shadowed room. The walls covered from floor to ceiling with books. In the center, a line of cases. And in the very center of the room, facing away from you, but sort of hovering, sort of in the center of the room, is this flickering figure, similar to the one you saw downstairs, hovering in the center of the room. As yet, it's shown no reaction to you. There's these big, sort of museum-style glass cases spaced out along the center of the room, yeah.
There's a flickering figure there.
Yeah.
Just kind of glance at Lynthia, kind of like,
Lynthia's just kind of like...
Just look at Lynthia as well.
Lynthia is holding on to her lightning hook, so she kind of gestures like she's kind of like rowing with it, sort of like are you trying to say you like?
well, yeah, I guess we can't really talk. So I hold up the gun, the ammo, and I kind of like.
Okay. So.
There's not really a role for this. I'd say there'd be a survey role, would be to get a good sense of the situation, or potentially study.
I have 1 in survey,
or a tune for things that are ghost field related. But yeah, I'll have a survey.
I got one in
survey. I've got 2 in a tune.
Well, it's less so much check the traps as more just get a read on what looks.
Oh.
Essentially,
I didn't roll well.
Well, I was gonna say if the ghost knife is some sort of special whatever, maybe it puts off some sort of aura. I might be able to see it from the doorway. I don't know.
Yeah, roll me in a tune for that. Yeah.
Ugh.
So, yeah. So, did you bring the dog on this? On this? So, you sort of remember that you can take a devil's bargain to roll an extra die, or push yourself by taking 2 stress by rolling again.
Ooh.
It's always an option if you. Because at this moment, well, things are about to get complicated.
Lynthia's going to press herself and take 2 stress
Okay.
to reroll. Oh well.
Yeah, it's a success there.
It's 10.
And you can feel the force in this room sort of flow. Like, you can sense this ghostly energy from the ghost itself, and beneath it, sort of in this case, this nexus of power sort of flowing together. There's definitely something there that's drawing energies from the ghost field. Some artifact or item is pulling in ghostly power. And
Lynthia
it's there.
is gonna kind of point to the center of the room and kind of just like gesture like movement with her hands, kind of like.
I could probably grab that quickly, but I can't do a thing about the ghost. Does it look like a case then?
Essentially, it's a glass case with a ghost above it. And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the. I mean, yeah.
So
I can give us a few moments of silence, if that helps. But
Even
trying to
Wireless
think.
knows like this. His gun is like last resort. Like at this point.
hmm Oh, okay.
Just say when and I'll use the potion.
So
Yeah, Wireless takes the pistol and it's aim. Pretty much spent the whole time just aiming at this ghost.
Lynthia's got the rod, the lightning hook out in front of her, and she's gonna start walking towards it.
yeah.
Yes. Hand off the lightning hook.
Yes, yeah, I'll accept. Yeah, basically any reasonable ghost hunting skill, for physical ghost hunting. Okay, so as the ghost sort of begins to turn, this lasso sort of around it, and it's sort of trapped and.
I'll use the silence potion about now as
all
well.
over the place. Sparks splittering all over the place. It's definitely a desperate roll.
Yep. Well.
Oh yeah, the silence is in effect, right?
You'd have to gesture to it because
Everything is silent. You just.
So I'll walk up and load one of those rally at point blank and just boom. We're silenced.
So there's just this silent shower of sparking energy around, and as before, this is an exploding ghost at close range. Anyone near? Let's see how much harm you take depending on how. Give me a roll, like a skirmish hunt finesse sort of roll here. Basically, how does taking out this ghost cause major consequences?
Does point blank count as an assist?
Well, essentially, this is less so much about you're going to hit the ghost either way. This is more about.
So
style of ghost explosion.
Which is that?
Okay.
Yeah. What were the skills you said? Hunt, skirmish.
Anything that seems reasonable for
I
Probably
got a
skirmish.
Prowl,
a 6
anything.
on finesse.
Okay. The case comes open as this ghost explodes
Not a
around
one
you.
this time.
And yeah, that anyone who's close and personal with this ghost is going to take level 2 harm unless they resist it. As it's almost this beautiful shower of sparking energy, completely silent, as this ghost explodes.
Would a Spirit Bane Charm help? Because I think I've not used one yet.
We'll say,
Would that give me
You know what,
a
Spirit
resist?
Bane Charm, give you an extra d6 to your resist. Anyone who's got you sort of wills that.
Okay, so let's see.
So just 1 point of stress. Oh, but 4 points of stress there. It's like sparks shower sort of stress around. You managed to duck and get from. But yeah. And yeah, wireless, are you taking the harm or the potential stress of resisting?
I rolled my resist the stress. I rolled a 5.
Yeah, sorry, missed that.
Yep. So 1
So
stress.
just 1 stress. But yeah, the case is open. You've got the knife. The ghost has silently exploded. You managed to generally avoid most severe singeings. But it's been a night.
Yeah.
I'll load another.
Let's head back the way we came and get out of here.
And so, with this new dangerous artifact in hand, the Obsidian Syndicate slip out into the night. And there's just one last thing to do before we wrap up, which is the score is not complete until you get the payout really here, is it? So yeah, as the rest of you sort of nursing burns and trauma, not quite trauma yet, but you know, it's that was a hard job. And Severaxis sort of almost glides in like a smooth movement. She takes her seat, still covered in this long black veil. So fast. Quite impressive. She slides a coin across to you. I don't cheat people. I'm a professional like you are. Indeed, and I trust you didn't come to any harm with the sisters. Brilliant. Oh, but if only I could see their faces when they realize I have this. Well, I shall remain well. And, oh, I will do. I have many friends. And she just stands, tucks this box away, and sort of glides her way out of the tea shop. She heads back downstairs to add this coin to the. It's almost. It's an ever increasing sort of pile now. You have become fairly wealthy. Your rivals are in disarray. You have coin to spend. And I foresee that the Obsidian Syndicate may go places. And become quite a power player in this city if given enough time. But for now, as the curtain falls on another adventure of this nefarious crew, seem to have almost found a niche in stealing incredibly dangerous arcane artifacts so far, rather than nice, sensible things like coin or jewels. It's like, let's dabble with witches and.
I'd prefer the coin myself, but
Yeah, but maybe your next job will be a little more safe and less haunted.
you know that's not going to
Yeah,
happen.
that's not going to happen.
It's
With
a
the day you
haunted
took
city.
Lynthia on.
Not in this city. Hey, I represent that remark. So
It could have been wireless with the whisper wine, is why there's so many ghosts around us.
Probably doesn't help matters. That and his cursed dog.
That was fun.
I'm so tempted to just name an NPC Steve Perry in the game.
Steve the Perry could still be out there.
But this game is safe. I don't roll anything. That's one of the things I like about the system. Is it's all on you guys. No, they are trying to escape a murder cave.
So you guys just need to like cool down for a minute. I'll be right back.
Bye.